to interview Allison, the proud owner of the place. Le Piano Rouge has been open for about 7 months now, and it's doing so well, and it's becoming more and more of the hot spot in Le Vieux-Port, the old Montreal. So we are here to find out how she got to this point and how it became so successful. So Allison, of course, we're all curious to know, how did this all start? What is your educational background? What motivated you to start your own business?
Well, I came to Montreal in the mid-1990s from Trinidad, which is a small Caribbean island in the southern Caribbean. And I came to study finance at Concordia. And I went on to do, so I got to do an MBA at HEC.
Okay.
I worked for several years in the corporate sector in finance in many multinational companies. And I wasn't feeling the passion after a while for what I was doing. And I wrote a business plan for a piano lounge in Montreal.
Oh.
And this is what it turned out to be 1 year after.
Okay. And so you wrote this business plan. How did you find sponsors? How did the idea develop after you've made the business plan?
I started with an idea, concept, and then I went to look for a partner who I thought was a good fit to what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And we materialized from there.
Okay. So once you had your business plan, you're on vacation, you write this business plan, you come back to Montreal, what happens? What are the next steps?
My next step was really finding the location.
Okay.
I live in Old Montreal, and I knew I wanted to be in Old Montreal just because of the clientele I was looking for the concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I drove around for weeks on end looking for a vacant space, and I found this location, which is wonderful, with brick walls and well located on a major street.
So you found your partner and so on. What pushed you to this moment? I mean, were there obstacles or turning events in your life that brought you to where you are now?
I would say for me, the major obstacle that I've faced living in Montreal as an immigrant is language. I moved to Montreal as an adult. I learned French. I'm fairly highly functional in French. I can work in French. But some organizations are less flexible in terms of the degree in which you could work in English.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it very difficult sometimes to really produce at a very, very high level with less flexibility in a second language.
When you're in high school, they always tell you the same things: lawyer, teacher, doctor, engineer.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the same type of careers.
Absolutely.
But there's so many
things. Yeah.
so many possibilities, so many
Mhm.
things that we can do.
Yeah.
We just have to open ourselves up to this
Absolutely.
concept.
And we all have different personality traits, and we're not all built to work in organizations that are fixed, that are big organizations, and that sell products that are so far from the customer. Here with my environment, every day I see my clients. The results are immediate. I know the client is happy right away because I've been told, I can see it.
While you were doing your process of marketing and developing the idea and the business plan, did you find that being a woman or being an immigrant had any influence on the whole process?
Not as much as you would think. I would say that being an immigrant, being a woman in Montreal, hasn't really impacted me that much.
Okay.
Even if I've worked in big organizations, I don't think that ever became an issue for me, an obstacle,
Okay.
as it was for language. I would say that the doors are as open for me as they would have been for a man, I would think.
So language was the big.
I think language was the major issue for me, more than sex.
So I'm sure a lot of people would like to know, what are certain mistakes that they could possibly avoid that would save them time and money?
I think one of the biggest things that entrepreneurs face is the idea of going on it alone, like doing too many things for yourself. I think as an entrepreneur, you should be able to trust people, be able to delegate to people, because you can't do it alone. The ideas in your head, it's great ideas, but it's impossible to do everything by yourself. I recommend that you have employees that you trust, a business partner that you trust, and even if you think that they can do it 100% as good as you think you can do it, it's best to trust people and delegate tasks, because it can be very overwhelming to do everything by yourself.
Okay, so you give us the advice of, learning to delegate, creating a team, people that we can trust. How does one do that? I mean, it's so hard, especially when it's your own business and it's dear to your heart. How do you
find people you can trust? You have to go with your instincts. You have to believe that there are people out there who are trustworthy, and you have to train employees. I think once you train people, you empower them to make decisions on their own, then you don't have to be there to micromanage everything.
So is this something that you've learned through experience?
Absolutely.
Is this a personal story?
It is a personal story.
Okay.
It is my story. It's my story of learning to let go, and learning to delegate, and learning to empower people, and learning to trust people.
So now that you found your business partner, someone that was in your social network.
Yes.
You had your business plan, it's approved, it's coming to life, you found the location, you're training your team, people you trust, that your gut feeling told you were good people.
Absolutely.
The bases are set.
Yes.
Then what?
Then you build. You execute, actually. You execute.
Marketing.
Your marketing, telling people that it's coming. Use every avenue that there is. Social network, it's easy. It's I would say 5 years ago, if I built this business, people knowing about it would have been much slower, and or much more costly.
Okay.
So social network is paramount in spreading the words about any business. Facebook, Twitter, all of them.
Everything.
No? Then there's a good old word of mouth. Everyone in my network, every 10 friends or 100 friends that I have them tell their friends, and you promote that way. And traditional media, print, there's a lot of free advertising or listings in a lot
Craigslist,
of
Kijiji.
There, you have to use every single avenue that there is to market. Yeah.
So at this point, you've done your PR, you have your people calling their people. Everyone's showing up to your hotspot.
Yes.
They come, they love it. The ambiance is great,
Yes.
the drinks are good, you have a full bar, it's attractive, you have a sexy piano
It is
going on.
sexy.
So at this point, you have everyone. Do you believe you've reached your level of success?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Within 7 months, it takes a while before. I mean, there's a lot of noise around Piano Rouge. People know about it, but it takes a while before you become profitable.
Okay.
And so that's another aspect of building a business. One is to have people know about it, and the next one is to make sure that your operations, your expenses are in line with your revenue.
Right.
And this is the part where you look at your cost structure. You look at your revenue streams, and you match them to see, how could I reduce my costs?
Right.
How could I increase my revenues? And you look at those both separately, and you make a plan towards that. And both without sacrificing customer experience.
Right.
So you have quality has to be there. You have to have the same quality, but reduce your cost, and more people in the door buy revenues, or having more people buy your product, or having more people overall buy your product.
What would be your definition of success? Are we talking about just numbers, or are we talking about a bigger picture?
Success is more than numbers. Success is what it takes to get there. Because you could be extremely successful, but at the end of the day, you've depleted all of your resources, which is physical, your own physical well-being. You've depleted the staff real well-being. It's really finding the balance that makes an organization run smoothly. And so success is multifaceted. It's not just the numbers. It's how people feel when they come to work. How the clients feel when they walk into the door.
The happiness factor.
The happiness factor. Balance. Exactly. Balancing the happiness factor.
For yourself, I mean, okay, so you say right now you haven't reached that level of success.
No.
According to your standards.
Yes.
Are you, do you expect to reach it soon? Do you have a certain goal that you're trying to attain?
I think within the next 2 to 3 years, we should reach the goals that we've set out for ourselves in terms of financial.
Okay.
Certainly in terms of personal, like rebalancing my life, because I spend a lot of time doing this project. It's kind of like in an imbalance.
Okay.
I think in a
we were talking about obsession at the beginning, right?
Absolutely. You think, you eat, you sleep, you talk only about
Your
the project
business.
that you're doing, and it becomes a bit of an imbalance. And I think to be really successful is to be able to balance every facet in your life. Not all the time, but to be fairly, sometimes you've got to sing. Sometimes you spend a lot of time with your loved ones and not enough time working, and sometimes you spend a lot of time working and not enough time with your loved ones. And just having the very good balance is, for me, as the sign of success.
As you know, collectivelybeautiful.com is about empowering women and encouraging career goals, having women follow their passions, their dreams, whether it's on a business level or on a personal level. And I would love to have more information, more advice as to how they can reach this better version of themselves, whether it's career-wise or personally.
I have two pieces of advice. I would say the first one is to really, whatever career choice you've chosen, let it be not just for money. Whatever you choose, it should be something that you're passionate about. If you like kids and you want to be a teacher, that's fine. Don't define what you're going to do for the rest of your life based on financial reasons. The second is that you could have it all, but you cannot have it all at the same time. It's not possible. And I think as women, we try to be the perfect wife. We want to have the perfect house, make the perfect dinner, but we also want to be the best professional person and have amazing careers, but also have kids who do like ballet and soccer and hockey and and also have the perfect hair and it's not perfect body.
Everything's perfect.
Everything perfect, and it's not. And we put too much pressure on ourselves as a society to try to have everything all at the same time. You can have a great career, but you can't have a great career and at the same time be the perfect housewife. It's not possible. And it's a delusion that we're women, yes, we've been told that we can do anything, but it's measured.
So I think this gives us a good view of not only Allison but also the Piano Rouge and what it's all about and the concept and how to reach similar concepts for different people who want to have, whether it's bars or different kind of businesses.
Yes.
You know, because the advice given fits with different business plans. So thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
And this is great, and we love it, and we enjoyed the wine, and it's definitely the kind of place where we want to invite more people. Every Saturday, this place is jam-packed with people, and it plays soul food, pop, a little bit of everything. And then Friday is exceptional. There's a real New York vibe, I feel. Like, you know, it's a very warm, organic, it's spontaneous. People come and they sing at the piano. It's open mic night, and don't mistake it with karaoke. You have to know how to sing.
Indeed.
You have to know how to sing. It's a real singing that happens in a spur of the moment on Friday nights.
Friday nights, yes.
So open mic nights for everyone who has talent.
Who has talent, yes.
It's definitely the place to be.
It's your Canadian Idol moment.
Exactly. You can be the next idol. So we welcome everyone to come check out Allison and Le Piano Rouge and its wonderful vibe, sultry, organic, very welcoming vibe. Fridays for open mic night and Saturdays because we don't need a reason to drink.
No,
so Saturdays is the night also. Thank you for watching this interview with Allison and myself, Ms. Charles, on collectivelybeautiful.com.
Beautiful. Cheers.
Cheers.